as pretty as that guy, but I'll try.
Is it better hair? He's got better hair.
I don't know about better hair.
What's good, Raider Nation? Buckle up, because we're diving into some spicy Las Vegas Raiders talk that's got the whole fan base buzzing. Imagine this, a blockbuster trade bringing a veteran quarterback like Geno Smith to our squad. Yeah, you heard that right, a bold move that could shake up the entire AFC West. But is this real or just some wild offseason rumor? Let's break it down and figure out what's cooking in Vegas. Now, before we get too hyped, let's address the elephant in the room. Word on the street, via a report from Athlon Sports, claims the Raiders made a massive move, trading a third-round pick for Geno Smith under a new GM, John Spidek, and with Pete Carroll as our head coach. Sounds like a dream, right? But here's the kicker. I dug into the latest updates on the official Las Vegas Raiders site and Raiders News, and there's no trace of this trade or coaching change. So for now, let's treat this as a juicy, what a scenario, and explore how it could light up our season. Why does this matter? Because Raider Nation is starving for a spark after last season's rough ride. 4 wins. Ouch. A veteran like Geno Smith, with his experience and playmaking, could be the kind of shakeup our offense needs. Pair that with our stud center, Jackson Powers Johnson, hyping him up, and you've got a recipe for some serious excitement. So, let's dive into what Jackson said and why it's got us dreaming big. What do you think, Nation? Could Geno Smith be the answer at QB, or is this just too good to be true? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get this conversation rolling as we unpack this wild Raiders rumor. Picture this. A new quarterback steps into the huddle, and the whole team feels the energy shift. That's what Jackson Powers Johnson described when he talked about Geno Smith on the Rush with Max Crosby podcast. He didn't hold back, saying Geno's knowledge of the game and his love for football make him stand out. For a young center like JPJ, who's anchoring our O-line, that kind of chemistry with a QB is gold. But here's the catch. Since this trade hasn't been confirmed, could JPJ's comments be about someone else, or is he just hyping a hypothetical? Let's talk about why this connection matters. The center-quarterback relationship is the heartbeat of any offense. Jackson Powers Johnson, our 2024 draft gem, is already a cornerstone at just 24 years old. With his nasty blocking and football IQ, if he's vibing with a quarterback like Geno, or whoever ends up under center, that's a sign our offense could finally click. Last year, we ranked 27th in total offense, averaging just 289.5 yards per game. A veteran QB could change that narrative fast. Now, imagine Geno Smith, who threw for 3,624 yards and 20 touchdowns with the Seahawks in 2023, slinging passes behind JPJ's protection. That's the kind of vision that gets Raider Nation fired up. But without official word, we've got to wonder, is this a glimpse of the future or just fan fiction? Either way, JPJ's excitement is contagious, and it's got us dreaming of big plays in the black hole. So what's your take? Would you love to see Geno leading the Raiders? Or are you holding out for another QB? Hit the comments and let's debate this one, Nation. Let's rewind to why this rumor even exists. The Athlon Sports piece painted a picture of a bold offseason, with a new GM, John Spidek, and Pete Carroll supposedly taking the helm. Problem is, Antonio Pierce is still our head coach, and Tom Telesco is our GM, per the latest from Raiders.com. So, this whole story feels like a fan's fever dream. Awesome, but not grounded in reality. Still, let's play along and imagine what a Geno Smith-led Raiders team could look like. Geno's no stranger to turning heads. At 34, he's got the experience to handle the bright lights of Vegas. In 2022, he earned a Pro Bowl nod with Seattle, completing 69.8% of his passes. That's the kind of accuracy that could elevate guys like Davante Adams, who led us with 1,144 receiving yards last season. Pair that with JPJ anchoring the line, and you've got a foundation for some serious offensive firepower. But here's where it gets tricky. Our QB room is already crowded, with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew battling it out. Adding a veteran like Geno would mean a major shakeup, potentially signaling a new direction for the franchise. After 4-13 season, maybe that's exactly what we need. But is it realistic? The lack of confirmation from trusted sources like Raiders News makes me skeptical. What do you think, Raider Nation? Should we be pushing for a big-name QB like Geno, or stick with our current roster? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like if you're loving this Raiders hype. Now, let's zoom in on Jackson Powers Johnson, because this guy's comments are the heart of this story. JPJ didn't just praise Geno's skills. He talked about his vibe, his love for the game. That's huge for a young player like JPJ, who's only in his second year, but already a leader on the O-line. His ability to connect with a quarterback could set the tone for our entire offense. Think about it. A center and QB in sync can make or break a play. JPJ's job is to snap the ball and hold the line, but it's his chemistry with QB that keeps the pocket clean. Last season, our O-line gave up 40 sacks, tied for 19th in the NFL. If JPJ's hyping a QB, real or hypothetical, it's a sign he's ready to step up and protect whoever's calling the shots. What's interesting is how JPJ's comments hint at a bigger picture. Whether he's talking about Geno or someone else, his excitement suggests the Raiders' locker room is hungry for a leader at QB. That's a vibe we haven't felt since Derek Carr's best days. But with no trade confirmed, could JPJ be dropping hints about a different veteran we're targeting? Raider Nation, what's the vibe in the locker room you're hoping for this season? Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep the energy high as we dig deeper into this Raiders mystery. All right, let's get real for a second. If this Geno Smith trade is just a rumor, what does it say about where the Raiders are headed? Last season was brutal. 4-13, dead last in the AFC West. Our offense struggled, averaging just 19.5 points per game, 25th in the league. A veteran QB could be the spark we need, but without solid info, we're left speculating. That's where Raider Nation comes in. We got to keep the faith and push for answers. The idea of Geno Smith in silver and black is tantalizing because he's been there, done that. In 2023, he led the Seahawks to a 9-8 record, throwing for 20 TDs and just 9 picks. Compare that to our QB play last year, where we cycled through 3 starters and never found a rhythm. A guy like Geno could stabilize things, especially with JPJ and our O-line stepping up. But here's the reality check. Until we see something official from Las Vegas Raiders or Raiders News, this is all smoke. The rumor mill loves to churn, and Raider Nation knows how to get hyped for big moves. Maybe this is a sign we're ready to make a splash, but for now, we're stuck dreaming. And honestly, that's part of the fun of being a Raiders fan. So what's the move, Nation? Do we chase a veteran QB, draft a rookie, or roll with what we've got? Hit the comments, and let's figure out the future of our Raiders. Let's talk about the big picture. If the Raiders were to pull off a trade like this, hypothetical or not, it'd be a statement. New GM, new coach, new QB, that's a franchise hitting the reset button. But with Antonio Pierce still leading the charge, for the latest updates, this feels more like a fan's wish list than a done deal. Still, it's fun to imagine how Geno could fit into our plans. Geno's style, quick decisions, accurate throws, would mesh well with our weapons. Think Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, and rookie sensation Brock Bowers, who led our T's with 614 yards last year. With JPJ holding down the line, Geno could have the time to pick apart defenses. That's the kind of offense that could turn heads in 2025. But let's not get lost in the hype. Our defense, led by Max Crosby's 14.5 sacks last season, is already a force. If we're dreaming of a new QB, we need one who can match that intensity. Geno's got the grit, but without confirmation, we're just spinning our wheels. The real question is, what's the front office cooking up for real? Raider Nation, what's the one move you want to see this offseason? Trade, draft, or something else? Drop it in the comments, and let's keep this Raiders fire burning. Now, let's bring it back to Jackson Powers Johnson, because his words carry weight. When a guy like JPJ, who's seen elite QBs at Oregon and now in the NFL, says someone stands out, you listen. His comments about Geno's knowledge and love for the game paint a picture of a QB who could rally the team. But if this trade isn't real, maybe JPJ is hyping someone like Minshew or O'Connell, or even a mystery target. The center QB dynamic is crucial, especially for a team like ours trying to rebuild. JPJ's already shown he's a beast, starting all 17 games as a rookie and earning a 73.4 PFF grade. If he's as excited about a QB, it's a sign our offense could finally gel. Last year, we struggled with consistency, ranking 23rd in first downs. A strong QB center duo could flip that script. What's exciting is the potential for 2025. Whether it's Geno or someone else, JPJ's enthusiasm is a reminder that the Raiders are building something special. The black hole is ready to roar, and we need a QB who can handle that pressure. Raider Nation, who's your pick to lead us next season? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to smash that like button if you're hyped for the Raiders' future. All right, Raider Nation, it's time to wrap this up, but the conversation's just getting started. Whether this Geno Smith rumor is real or not, it's got us dreaming of a brighter future for the Las Vegas Raiders. Jackson Powers Johnson's words remind us that the pieces are coming together. Our O-line, our weapons, our defense. Now we just need that QB spark to light the fuse. Let's keep it real. The Raiders are on the verge of something big. With or without Geno, 2025 is our year to make noise in the AFC West. I want to hear from you. What's the one thing you're most excited about for next season? Drop it in the comments, and let's get this Raider Nation hype train rolling. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss an update on Raiders news. Share this video with your fellow fans, because we're building something special in the black hole. Until next time, let's keep the faith and bleed silver and black. Raider Nation, let's ride. What's your bold prediction for the Raiders in 2025? Comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.